Good morning, everyone. This is Simon Holden, the Sheriff of Tippingham, on this Sunday morning. It's the 26th of February. And I want to open up by saying this. We need to talk about Newcastle card markers. We need to talk seriously. Then I'll come on to a free bet in the big race at Fontwell this afternoon. Well, it's a huge day for the football club and the city of Newcastle. I think they've got a great chance of beating Man United today, and I'll be having a few quid on that. But Newcastle Racecourse is a Holden Golden track. They're the top 5 profit makers for me. Ascot is one, but Newcastle really is the number one. And because of that, we created the Newcastle Card Market Service, where you can get all of them in a bundle. And every time they race at Newcastle, flat or jumps, I give a card marker. Bets in every race, instructions, which is the NAP, which is the next best, what you should do. Now, they raced the last 2 meetings. The time before, we had a 400 to 1 4-timer. Holden and combos, 400 to 1 huge payout. Now, yesterday, they had an 8-race card, jumped card. So this is flat, it's not and jumps. It's not just the all-weather. Now, I have a unique system for Newcastle for handicaps, and I have some very, very strong informers for the non-handicaps. So that's how it works. And this system is unique to HFC and is never, ever going to be revealed or up for sale because it protects our prices. Yesterday, first 5 races, 5 winners. We did a sensational 5-timer, and the horse that brought up the 5-timer was Kitty's Light with that incredible. We were on at 11 to 4 in the morning. Just a sensational. And we were bombarded with stories about what you'd won. The advice yesterday was to get everything in a win Goliath. That's 8 bets. Now, we had a late non-runner, which is unfortunate. It became 7. So more money goes on to the other horses in that situation even. Now, we also had a third with Dubai Days, which was my HHV. The judge had the second, so he won. And that was it. 5 winners and a third from 7 selections, following on from a 400 to 1 4-timer. So what you're seeing is, I say this all the time, plenty of people on here and other tipsters make all these huge claims. They make claims, I make profits. That's a big, big difference. And I think quite rightly, I can say that nobody else has ever done this at a one track. And what I'm doing at Newcastle time after time after time. Now, there's plenty of meetings left. We've got Thursday and Friday, 2 big meetings. You can have all the card markers until the end of April for a one-off 15, not 5 or a go, for a one-off 15 till the end of April, and sample it. At the end of April, we'll talk for next year. This service is going to continue, and then we'll talk business, but you can have them all for £15 till the end of April. It's a massive saving, massive value. Come and see what it's about. So 400 to 1 4-time, and we've had up to 600 to 1. We've had 300 to 1 twice. And yesterday, first 5 races, 5 winners. It's some of the most exciting bets. And I know people then were starting to review cash outs and whatever. I never advise cash out, by the way, but it's up to you what you do. All sorts of bookmakers would have been sweating up and down the country. In the last 2 meetings at Newcastle, it's no exaggeration to say HFC Newcastle card marker members have taken an absolute fortune out of the ring. And that's what I set HFC up for. Bet small, big win. That's the way to play it, and that's the way the books hate it. So come and see what all the fuss is about. Big instructions every time about what to do. I always back the NAP and the next best. Do them in their own individual double, but you have to get everything in these small combination bets, because if I can do 5, believe me, my aim one day is to go through the card at Newcastle. And who would bet against that? So make sure you're on side, make sure you're part of it, and make sure you're not hearing about it. Click the link, 15 quid, you're in for the lot. They'll be emailed bright and early every day. There is racing in afternoon or an evening meeting. It's Newcastle and it's Holden's golden #1 track. It used to be Ascot. Ascot has been usurped for the #1 profit track, and that is Newcastle. So a hugely exciting day, and I know we had a hugely exciting evening celebrating it. So there we go. I may pop back to bed for an hour this morning, but first, let's have a look at the big race at Fontwell, and I will give you my free selection here. Holden Sources YouTube special. It's the 2:30. It's the Bet Goodwin. Never heard of them. We certainly have heard of them. Bet Goodwin National. They're doing loads of sponsorship at the moment. National Spirit Hurdle. It's a grade 2 over 2 mile 3 round. This quirky Fontwell track, right-handed. And the favourite currently is, well, it's quite tight. Nappers Hill is just favourite on my book I'm looking at. Brewing Up a Storm, second favourite. Of course, the distance winner, of course, the reigning champ in this. We've then got Goshen, and we've got So Royale 4-1. And Prashima, the outside of the lot, 6. This is a very, very tight book. Now, Goshen is my selection here. Now, yes, he's a monkey, but not right-handed. People call this horse a rogue. His last 4 runs have been 3rd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. And Goshen had an aborted sort of chasing career. He's not going to chase anymore, Gary Moore has said. He's just going to come back to hurdles. And when we look at him on right-handed tracks, this horse has got some terrific form. Now, over this trip at Ascot, right-handed track, he beat today's favourite, Brewing Up a Storm, by 8 lengths, giving him £6. And that, for me, is key. He goes to all the top races, all the top dances. He ran well over the flat. We come back to Sandown last year. Right-handed track, a listed race. It was a good race. He beat a horse called Guard Your Dreams that was in form. Global Citizen also know well. And Song for Someone, who was flying at the time. He stuffed them by 15 lengths. The whole point for me is I think he's a big price because people consider him a rogue. But they do that because they remember the race at Cheltenham where he ran out. Of course, the race at Cheltenham where he fell at the last. Some other like antics he's done on left-handed tracks. But he's no rogue. I remember him winning at Wincanton. And going second favourite for the champion hurdle on the back of it. That's how impressive this can be. I think this quirky right-handed track, he's a class act for me. And I was very surprised to see Goshen at 3-1. The Moors are in form. They'll have him ready. He's only 7. He's just been around for ages. And I think he is going to remind us today that he is still a seriously good hurdler. So it's Goshen for me in the 2:30 at Fontwell. So thank you to everybody in Card Market and all your messages. They are passed on, and it's great to hear when you really, really have stuffed the books, because that's what I'm here for, day after day after day. Don't win every day. Nobody does. If they tell you they do, then they are lying, I'm afraid. But what we do is provide the best services on the market, the best tipping team on the market, and when we win big, and that's what's been happening at Newcastle. So join me until right the end of April. Let's back loads of winners. I'm going to try and go through the card. I've got unique systems, and I've got some of the best inside snouts in the business. So there we go. Have a great Sunday. Like I say, I'm going to have a few quid on Newcastle. Not out of any romantic attachment to it. I just think it's a huge game for them. So we'll settle down, watch the racing, then watch the footy. Bit of golf tonight. Oh, this sporting life. Have a great day, folks, and I shall see you in the morning. Actually, I will be on the Judges channel. Judge Pottage, get yourself signed up, and we'll be doing Judges Jills on his channel from now on, and I'll be back Tuesday morning. May come back on Monday night, but have a great day. Thanks for all the messages. Let's see if Goshen can do the business today, and keep it Holden's horses. Holden's horses.